Welcome to efizbo's How to Create a Free Real Estate Related Sales Contract. My name is James Schlimmer, founder and CEO of efizbo. Happy to show you how to do this. And again, we're here if you have any questions. First thing, head over to efizbo.com. You should see it on your screen. At the top, you're going to see where it says Sales Contract. Give that a click. When you give that a click, you're going to scroll down here. And we are going to start by adding some simple answers to questions. It's a very simple wizard. You'll start right here. You're going to pick your property address, and we'll type that in there, and we'll go. And great, you're going to pick your property type. You're going to choose your close date. A couple of things to note that I think is interesting here is that if you could be a buyer using this for your offer as well to a seller, if you'd like, if you want. So pick your close date. Excellent. What is the purchase price that you agreed with your buyer seller? Say you're going to do $500,000 in this case. Is the buyer paying cash or loan? Let's say it's a cash deal. What is the initial deposit amount? So you just say it's $5,000. Great. And you come over here and you click next. Seller, what is their type? Are they an individual, a corporation, a trust, a IRA? We'll say we're an individual. What is their current address? We'll put their current address as the property in this case. What is their name? So we'll say we'll just use me here as an example. And we'll put the mobile number here, which is going to be perfect. And we'll do great. What's their marital status? Married, unmarried. Now the reason why we're asking some of these questions, just so you know, is because ultimately there could be a closing if you decide to use the integrated closing agent. But you're just going to fill out the simple questions. U.S. citizen, that's a very important question because FIRPTA, Foreign Investment Real Property Tax Act, could apply to the transaction. So you always want to know if the seller's foreign. You can add multiple sellers if you want, and you make your way to the next screen here. Your buyer, if they're an individual, we'll say here, Michael, Jordan, and we'll come over and we'll give them their email is going to be the same. Perfect, and we come to next. Great, does the property belong to an association? This obviously you got to make sure you have the right disclosures. Put the name of the association. Are there dues? Are they quarterly? How much there? This is to make sure that you're giving the proper disclosures to the buyer upon contract execution. And you come over here. Does the buyer need association approval? Meaning, do they have to fill out an application? Does the association have to approve them before you actually close? Does the buyer need to pay any money to the association, what they call a buyer capital contribution before closing? Usually at closing is how it happens. Are there any upcoming special assessments? And then in some cases, there's multiple associations. You can do that. We'll say no, but you just click through here. Perfect. Are there any credits that the seller wished to provide to the buyer that you guys agreed upon? You can add that here. Does the seller wish to exclude any personal property items, include any personal property, TVs, patio furniture, it's turnkey you're selling the unit for? Is the property subject to a CDD assessment, which is common in Florida? Are there any additional contract terms, yes or no? This is where you can add anything that you want. Is the property being sold built before 1978? Think lead-based paint disclosures. Is there a current tenant in the property? Is it being rented? Those are these questions here. So we'll say no to all those. Make your way here. You can preview all the information and scroll all the way to the bottom. If it looks good, get my contract. Takes a second. What it's doing is creating the contract. You'll see in the upper right, sales contract generated successfully. Okay, now that the contract's created, you're brought back to your efizbo dashboard. All you're going to do is scroll down to the sales contract section. You should see only one there. And you have the ability here to download that sales contract, or you have the ability to, if you want to view the sales contract. Now, when you do that, you're going to get asked a question, is how do you want to close this transaction? Now, you have the ability to choose your own closing agent, print this for free, take it to your own closing attorney, title company if you'd like, or you have the ability to close with efizbo. We have an integrated closing agent, title company. You can get this sales contract e-signed. You can follow a closing dashboard, which requests buyer deposit. We'll keep you posted every step of the journey throughout the entire closing. You will get text messages and videos and know that we're going to hold your hand through the entire closing process. And if you do that, there's a $4.99 platform fee for efizbo plus your standard closing costs like title insurance and a closing fee. Very competitive rates. You can actually run those numbers on our closing calculator beforehand if you'd like. But you'll see it's extremely competitive. You're probably going to save money, to be perfectly honest. Or you can print this out yourself. So, should you choose you want to close with efizbo, you can see your closing dashboard here. Once you hop into this, if you want to e-sign the sales contract, all you're doing is jumping in here, you're clicking the e-sign. It's going to take that contract. It's going to send it to the buyer. The buyer is going to get an email where they can now e-sign the contract, and now it's going to come back to the seller where you, via email, will e-sign the contract. That contract will automatically come back into efizbo. And then immediately the buyer is going to get their information on how they can make their deposit. And both seller and buyer are going to be able to follow the steps here. And we have real people that will hold your hand and call you and talk to you. And you will be able to see your closing documents. And you'll be able to close 100% online. A buyer could e-sign their closing documents. Seller can use remote online notarization. And we will hold your hand all the way to the finish line at very competitive rates. I hope that helps you understand how quick and easy it is for you to create a free sales contract with efizbo and have a closing option as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 407-974-6504 or just email us at questions@efizbo.com. You can even use the chat feature on our site. You can text us, whatever is easiest for you. We would just want to make sure you get your transaction closed and you're happy. Thank you so much, and I hope this was helpful.